Welcome to SAM Digital Technologies Industries Corporation. So, you want to do something different? Either a job that would boost your income, or go into a business but you don't know how and where to start? Then this could be the one for you. I would like to share with you this secret simple wealth creating technology. So, how smart asset managers could help you to reach your dreams. To have extra income. Own your dream car. Travel around the world. Living in your dream house. And to have a profitable business. Well, here's how. In SAM Digital Technologies we created the two main economic tools. SAM e-wallet. A hybrid wallet, centralized service recording in the blockchain ledger. SAM Project Development. Conventional business information hub. This is a 100% online and offline business designed to welcome everyone. And I meant everyone. Regardless of educational background, with or without experience, you can also do this part-time. Now, the skills required are too simple. Just browsing the social media, chatting online, and as long as you know how to log in, share, copy and paste the link, you're qualified. So you want to be a game changer? Now we give you this once-in-a-lifetime work-from-home opportunity. This is the best part. All you need to start this business is to avail to our MAP packages start at $20 only. Yes. No kidding. $20 only for a small subscription to start a business. Right? If you avail of the SAM MAP package, you will get system access or software application for free. That can earn up to 200% reward points that you can exchange for products and services or cash. We will teach you to have $1 million business opportunity that will definitely change your life. This is not a hype. Don't worry, this is 100% legit. The company SAM Digital Technologies Industries Corporation is an Australian ASIC and AUSTRAC registered company with specific registration as a digital currency exchanger, independent e-money remittance, and foreign exchanger registered. SAM Digital Technologies Industries Corporation is also registered with the Philippine Securities Exchange Commission with the endorsement of the Central Bank of the Philippines to operate as an e-money issuer, virtual currency exchanger, and e-money remittance business, with its own e-wallet facility. If you want to learn more about this exciting online business opportunity and the people behind it, sign up now for free. Just download the Smart Asset Managers app, sign up and you're good to go. So what are you waiting for? Join us now. To know more details how you can maximize the potential to earn from this business, talk to the person who shared this video with you.
Hey everyone, I am Macy Matsunido, a Senior Associate Sales Director for SMBC. I'm also a licensed real estate broker and a registered nurse. We are looking for dreamers who want to earn their first million pesos. All you have to do is post, no selling needed. You post, I close, we earn. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Join us now and become our next marketing partner affiliate. Again, this is your traveling nurse realtor, Macy. See you next time.
Maging busing ng patok na negosyo ngayon. Safety na, secured pa. Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Mag-micro-kidlat operator ka na.
Welcome to the Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, and online entrepreneurs, direct sellers, online dropshippers are now looking for innovative ways and means to maximize the power of this new digital economy and learn from home and earn from home as well. Remember that there are 3 critical success factors for you to be successful in this new digital economy. Number 1 is your entrepreneurial mindset. Number 2, your entrepreneurial mastery. And number 3 is your entrepreneurial management. 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. What are you passionate about? Number 2, what are the relative skills that you have in this new economy? And number 3, what do you think are the expectations of your partners or your clients or your customers? We at the Academy offer you valuable masterclass courses that will develop you and hone you to become a champion entrepreneur online. We want you to become a digital brand in this new economy. So, click the link below and learn more about the 4 masterclass courses that we offer in entrepreneurship, in entrepreneurial management, digital entrepreneurship, and digital selling. So again, I'm your coach, Jonathan Petalver of The Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. Welcome and see you in class. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 7 of our platform, our learning platform called Champ Yun Ka, Champion ang Pinoy sa North America. Magandang gabi sa ating mga kababayan sa North America, lalong-lalo na syempre sa California, sa New York, sa ating mga kababayan dyan who are now celebrating the Philippine-American Friendship Day, no? 4th of July. So if you are born on the 4th of July, congratulations. Magandang hapon at magandang gabi sa ating mga kababayan. And today, tonight, what we are going to do is we are going to, of course, discuss what's the 7th principle. 7th. So ito na yung pinaka second to the last because next week we are going to end season 3. However, we'll just rest for 2 weeks and we will resume with season 4 wherein we will be talking about entrepreneurial leadership. So shifting of entrepreneurs to become entrepreneurial leaders because in this new economy, it's very important that we know where to bring our organization. So with us tonight to further discuss what this operations management in the new digital economy is all about. Remember, we spoke 2 weeks ago about entrepreneurship, choosing the right industry, plugging into the right system, and to talk more about how we can leverage our day-to-day operations. With us tonight, all the way from San Jose, California, our resident coach for North America, USA. Let's all welcome Coach Kyle Solon. How are you, Coach Kyle?
Coach Jonathan, how you doing? How's everything, sir?
Yeah. So it's the 4th of July. Happy Phil-Am Friendship Day today, bro.
That's right. U.S. Independence Day. Happy
Correct.
4th of July to all of my friends, I guess American friends out there, near and far. I'm plugging in from not San Jose, but Napa, California today. I'm in wine country, Coach Jonathan.
You're in Napa Valley. All right, great.
So like great wine over here.
Correct. So how have you been, Coach Kyle, the last 2 weeks? Just remember, we talked about customer, like experience, and we talk about digitalization, right, of our products and services with the CEO of Exerto. So how would you say, because our topic today is the 7th principle is entrepreneurs nowadays should learn how to manage their day-to-day operations. But you see, if we still go on the traditional business or conventional business, there's nothing wrong about it. But if there's now a system just like what you have at Exertus, right, the entrepreneurship, can you tell us more about it, Coach Kyle?
Yeah, I think any great organization, Coach Jay, needs to have a system, right?
Correct.
And I tell people system is an acronym. Save yourself time, energy, and money. That's what system means to me. Mm-hmm. And if you look at any great organization out there, let's talk about some because I'm from the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. You have Google, you have Facebook, you got Netflix. You can name them all. Or what about one of the most successful franchises in the world? McDonald's. We all know that they don't have the best tasting hamburgers, but they have a multi-billion-dollar system that is now in, I believe, over 100 countries. Right. And over 30,000 restaurants worldwide. So system is huge, especially being an entrepreneur. You're going to have that freedom. I tell people all the time is, if you don't have some sort of methodical plan in place, then you're doing everything for everyone, Coach Jay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you see, it's really, I'm not saying it's impossible or it's hard, especially for us who is now into entrepreneurship or running a business, because you really cannot, right, approach everyone, because not approach, but everyone, everybody can't be a market, because when you say everybody can be a market, you're saying that you have millions of dollars to spend on marketing. I'm not saying it's wrong, but now that because our goal is to help professionals make a decision that once and for all this is the right time for you to plug into a system. And
Right.
usually, Coach Kyle, the reason why we have this topic today is they will always say, "Oh, I don't have the skill to run a business because my background is into," especially Filipinos, around the globe, especially North America. Their background is, let's say into medicine or something related to pharmaceutical or hospitals and all. So
Right.
now what with what you're saying, no, I like it. Like saving yourself, uh, time, energy, and money. What can we say that that they can immediately start? No, there are a lot of Filipinos right now listening to us and looking forward to really start something, but they don't know how to operate it, how to manage it day to day.
Yeah, like what we talked about in the last episodes, Coach Jay, is they have to find a proven platform where it's not what's the right word? It's not. I'm thinking of it right now. It's not talent driven.
Okay.
Okay, it's leverage driven,
Mhm.
and by having that system in place, um, you can actually be a doctor. You could be a
Mm.
college graduate. You could be a mechanic. You can be a here in the United States Uber. Similar to taxi drivers, Uber driver.
Mhm.
So but it doesn't matter what your professional background or lack thereof of professional
Mhm.
background. If you have something that's simple and duplicatable, I
Mhm.
think that you can go a long way because a lot of times you need, and I think we touched on this last time, is other people's time and other people's efforts. Because
Mhm. Mhm.
there's only 24 hours in a day. I don't care what part of the world you're in, or what language you speak. There, we don't have more than 24 hours, but why are some of the most successful entrepreneurs slash entrepreneurs they're getting paid not only on 24 hours a day, but they're getting paid on 2,400 plus hours a day. I want you to think about that for a second,
Mhm.
guys. That's where you go from working in a business to working on a business.
Correct. And interestingly, Coach Kyle, no, I mean, remember we were told about like trading your hours uh, for the dollars, right? Remember Eric mentioned about that, and it made me think on how we can leverage on those things, because if there's one thing that we can share with our audiences and of course fellow Filipinos, it's really a matter of really putting a value, putting a value per hour. Because if we will ask people, I don't you don't have to answer this, Coach Cal, right? But if I will ask you now, do you know your value by the hour when it comes to dollar? I mean, do you have a figure now, or do you know it, or are you still in the process of knowing it, or like wishing that this is your rate per hour?
Yeah. No, are you asking me, or are you talking to the audience, Coach
I'm
Jay?
talking to the audience, but at least if you can represent the audience, Coach Kyle. Remember,
Yeah.
especially Filipinos in North America, and because
Yeah.
yeah, because when I was there, just to share with you 2 years ago, I saw that they don't have much time. I visited both the West Coast and the East Coast, right? But I saw that like for instance, we haven't seen for like 10, 20 years, and then some of them can attend to the reunion, right? Usually Filipinos, when we go, to the East Coast or West Coast, we request our classmates, high school classmates, college, colleagues, co-employees before here in the Philippines to somehow meet us. And there are those that cannot meet us because they will always tell us that they have a work, they're paid by the hour, like for instance, because in the US, right, you're allowed to have so many sidelines and all for as long as you can, dedicate your time for it. So,
Right.
yeah, and this is also the awareness that I'd like to give our audiences today. Because first things first, you should know your value. When I talk about value, it's the hour for the dollar.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if I will ask you, for sure you know it, but what do you think is something that will, you know, make you, like hopeful and expectant.
Yeah,
And yeah,
that's a great question, Coach Jay. And as I was coming up, I'm 36 years old right now. I'm dating myself, but I remember when I first started working. I think I was 14 or 15. I used to work at the library for the county, San Jose County, and I remember I was so excited to get the paycheck.
correct.
I remember it making like, I think minimum wage at the time when I was about 14 or 15 years old. This was some time ago. It was like $5 an hour, $5.25 an hour. Now, granted, I know it's different dynamic from the Philippines to the U.S. because I spent quite a number of visits there in the Philippines. Have a lot of family there on both sides. My mom and dad are both from Cebu, Philippines. So there were times in the last 1 to 2 decades, 20 plus years, that I would be going back and forth, and I would ask questions. And of course, it's not relative to what we make here versus what you guys make, but $5, that's not much. That's minimum wage. That I could not even survive on that money. Thank goodness at that age, I had my parents still. And I remember going from there to maybe working at the grocery store, sweeping floors and
Correct.
doing all these different things. And then I made my way to the banking industry. And of course, I made a little bit more money. I think it was like $10 or $15 an hour. And I realized that instead of trading time for money, doesn't matter today. You can't get me to go back to a job. A job for me means journey over the journey over the broke, or just over broke, right?
Just over broke.
Just over broke, because once you get the paycheck every week, every other week, if you're a teacher, every month, the paycheck is already spent with the residual bills that are coming in. I tell people this all the time. If we all have residual bills, meaning bills that keep coming in, doesn't it make sense to find an outlet, a sideline business, a part-time business, a side hustle, what have you, that can earn you residual income? It never dawns on people, and it dawned on me early on, because I said, you know what? I cannot put a limit or an amount to what I'm worth. And today, if you were to ask me, Coach Jay, and I'm sure you will probably put this yourself, is I say, no less than to be a part of something that could make me $500 an hour. Because if you take $500 an hour, Coach Jay, and you multiply it by the amount of hours an average American spends every year working in their job, and no downplay, don't disrespect to a job, because I started there, my family starts there, everybody starts there. I'm not downplaying a job. I'm just up on opportunity. I'm up on freedom. Okay. And what I mean by freedom is time freedom, financial freedom equals family freedom, right?
Correct.
$500 an hour times 2,080 hours. That's no less than $1 million US per year.
Correct.
And again, it's not about the money at that point. It's more of the opportunity to write your own check, to have limitless or unlimited income, versus when I was younger at that age, I thought I was only worth $4, $5, $6 an hour.
Exactly. Actually, that basically is my point. Now, we have an interesting comment here from one of our audiences tonight. Jess and Jay, right? Leverage allows you to live average, like living average. And then he mentions here, price pertains to things that don't have value. How valuable are you? Now, yeah, exactly. The point here is, let's take that case, because our topic today is how should we manage, okay, our day-to-day operations as an entrepreneur. Now, let's take this case. Like, for instance, Coach Kyle mentioned about $500 per hour. So, meaning to say, if you will, because the computation you made is on the average 40 hours per week, right? It's a 40-hour per week, 2,000 hours for the year, right? And then we have that amount. But the point here, guys, is you first things first, you have to put value. I mean, this is my opinion on this. Every time I coach, ultra high performers, just imagine after this, in fact, by 11, I'll be doing another coaching program. And first things first, in this new economy, I will always tell them, you need to know your finish line. Guys, life is so short. We're not guaranteed of tomorrow. But at this point, my challenge to you is, if you know your value, or it's not, if you know, you must put a value to your life per hour so that you will know how to manage your day-to-day existence. That's exactly my point, because
That's
a
right.
lot of us right now, Coach Cal, right, they will go into entrepreneurship or any business without knowing their finish line. For me, your finish line is your value per hour. And as you mentioned, of course, if you value yourself at $500 per hour, that means to say you have earned $1 million, say last year, right? Just imagine, guys. We are now on Q3, and in the next few months, Q4, and then done, no, done with the 2021, and then we welcome again 2022. If you compute your earnings, right? Jan 2021 to December 2021 divided by 2,000 hours. Well, for me, for 2022, that's your value. You get my point, Coach Kyle? And once you know that value, you will know yourself, or you will know how to manage yourself daily. Meaning to say, if you're happy with that $500 per hour, then that's the intensity that you need to manage yourself daily. But if you're not happy with that, you need to intensify more so that you will, further increase the value, your value per hour.
Right.
What do I mean by that? Because remember, our topic today is managing yourself day to day. It's how you operate, because not all of us will go into business wherein we will have staff, employees and all. At the end of the day, it's basically managing yourself. So the
Yes.
way you manage yourself, how's that? Like the places you will go to today, the people you will talk to, the number of lead generating activities you will do today, the number of closing deals you will do today. It has to be very, very, should I say, accounted for. Because if not, then it's high time that we now put a program. And but with what Coach Kyle is telling us, there's already a program, right? Entrepreneurship program that you just need to follow and work on it so that you will have that kind of management system on a day-to-day basis. Does it make
Yes.
sense, Coach Kyle? Does it make sense?
Yeah,
If
yeah. You know what you're driving at, Coach Jay, is something that you and I are very in sync, because I always say plan with the end in mind. What is that
correct,
end in mind?
correct,
Yes, you're at 500, excuse me, $5, an hour, but you want to plan with the end in mind to make, $50 an hour, 100,
yeah,
maybe 250, 500. It's not going to take just tomorrow or next
correct.
week or next year, maybe, but just as
Totally,
long as you have the end in mind, like what
yeah,
you're saying, then you figure out how to plan with that end in mind, right?
correct.
And
Coach Kyle, quick question.
mhm.
In the US, right? Our kababayans in the US, what's the average yearly average, right? 60 grand, 70 grand, 100 grand,
I think in most in the U.S., I would have to say 30 to
70?
40,000. But if you're talking about California, especially Silicon Valley, I read a report just not too long ago. I'm going to send you this link when we're done
Sure.
here, Jay. But it's saying that what's the most expensive place or places in the world? It's not Asia, it's not Singapore, it's not Dubai.
Mm,
It's the Bay Area.
correct,
So if you're
correct,
talking about the Bay Area, I think average now, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's 75,000, 80,000, something like that in the Bay Area.
correct. So let's compute that. 75,000 grand divided by 2,000 hours per year, right? The usual full-time employee. I'm talking about full-time employment, right?
Right.
So you're averaging $37
Yes.
per hour. Now, this is my challenge to you guys. And for those of you listening live, it's how you manage. If you feel like $37.5 per hour is your worth, is your value, then manage it. Now, if you think it's low, because I think you can still do more, then you have to intensify your daily management of your
Right.
activities. Does that make sense, Coach? Because in businesses, right? That's why banks, every time we talk about a business case, why Chinese Filipinos here are so filthy rich, billions of dollars, because they own, let's say they own a department store, wherein they have like 10,000 employees. So just imagine, they leverage themselves, right? Instead of them just selling a pair of shoes a day, if they do it themselves, if I have 10,000 and each one will just sell one pair a week, then we're talking about 10,000 pairs of shoes a week, of which it's impossible for me to do, you know, even if I sell 100 pairs a week, then I'll be a super, salesman for that. But you see, guys, it's really on leveraging it. But you see, what matters is knowing your value. Because if you don't know your value, you won't be as effective to manage your operations. That's one thing we saw in some of our clients also, right? Here in the Philippines, let's say an airline company who lost billions of dollars because, the past 12 months, of course, no one is traveling, right? But right now they're picking up and they know their numbers that we need to hit this. Let's say we need to have 1,000 domestic, travelers every day. And we have to do whatever it takes, of course, ethically and morally speaking, for us to hit 1,000 travelers a day so that we will hit our numbers. And basically, guys, this is our what we are discussing today. How we can leverage today. Because here in the Philippines, Coach Kyle, just imagine if you're earning $10 per hour or 500 pesos, $10 per hour, right? Times, say, 40 hours. So that's 400 times 4. So you're talking about $1,600. I mean, sorry, pesos. Oh, sorry, dollars. $1,600 uh, uh, a month times 12, we're talking of $20,000 a year. A year.
Wow.
Then here in the Philippines, more or less, you're living a comfortable, comfortable life, having a 2-3 bedroom, a house, paying for a house, paying even for house helpers and all. So you see,
Right.
but the point is, how we manage ourselves, and I will really tell you what you're earning right now by the hour, the dollars you're earning by the hour, is not your real value yet. And there are a lot of things that we can still do, guys. And yeah, so that we can catapult. I love the word catapult. It's not like 1 plus 1 equals 2. One is you, and then that one opportunity is very, very crucial and vital, because you'll see it will catapult you, that what you thought you'll get in 10 years or 2 decades can just be like a month or 3, depending on how aware you are on, how you manage your day-to-day activities. Coach Kyle, once we go back, let's talk about, because this is our last episode, right, for you and me. And we hope we will come up with that active, like platform, or a broadcast or a podcast wherein on a weekly basis we can really share with them how you were able to to move yourself from zero to hero, something like that, from a zero, and then to a hero right now, managing, networks all over the US when it comes to your Exertus operation. So we will be right back, Coach Kyle. Again, you're watching Season 3, Episode 7 of Champ Yun Ka, champion ang Pinoy sa North America. We will be right back. All right, Coach Kyle, so we're back. We're back. So, guys, you are watching Season 3, Episode 7 of Champ Yun Ka, Champion ng Pinoy in North America. Coach Kyle, let's greet some of our live audiences who are watching us tonight from the US. And of course, good morning, everyone here in Asia. Watching with us, of course, is Jess and Jay Kahi. You know him
Yes, that's my brother over there from Hawaii, Hilo,
from
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah. We hope to see you there, Jess. And of course, our family dentist, Doc Mom Cruz, is watching this morning. And of course, our friends from Resorts World Manila, one of our students, Manny Antolin. Sir Manny, thank you for watching us tonight. And of course, Merly Jean Naizaro Valles. And of course, Coach Rachel from Vancouver, Canada. Leverage is the key in the new economy. And exactly that's what we're gonna discuss on the second part of our broadcast today. Coach Kyle, so let's talk about leveraging with Exertus, right? I mean, you are talking about the entrepreneurship, choosing the right industry and all. How can one really, jump, zero knowledge about entrepreneurship, but who would like to understand what leverage is? What's the one, two, three step that they need to know when they, if they want to join Exertus?
Yeah, that's a great question here, Coach Jay. And I'll start by saying this is the pandemic, the COVID-19, what have you, around the world, the last 18 months has taught us a lot about ourselves, our business, some of the industries and business that have been phased out. And I'll speak for myself, being that I'm in the financial service industry. And a lot of the business that we used to do, or a majority of the business, was face to face in our office. And I know of a couple of particular organizations that have maybe 50 offices, 100, 200 plus offices around the US. And I think it was both a blessing in disguise for our company due to pandemic, because we had to pivot quickly, we had to adapt quickly, we had to adjust our game plan quickly, and we moved everything onto video technology. And with the system, this ties into having a system. And the great thing about the new way of doing business today is I can be anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter if I'm in Napa, California, I'm in my home, in my my home office, or I'm in the Philippines with my brother and Coach Jonathan out there in the Philippines, or anywhere in the world. Um, Everything now is going online, and being able to have some sort of a simple,
Mhm.
duplicatable platform that you can leverage online from start to finish is something that I'm excited about, literally, because we've changed the way people do business, especially
Correct.
this new time and in this new day and age.
Correct. So what you're saying, Coach Kyle, is Exertus as a system, right? Because when I was there like 2 years ago, there's no COVID yet. But of course, you have to be, you mentioned about you have to pivot in terms of adapting into, of course, how can you beef up the sales organization or the network in terms of providing the financial services, right?
That's right.
To Filipinos or Filipino Americans, and not only, of course, Filipinos, but every American in the United States. So if you what's the first step really? I mean, do they have to invest something? Do they have to buy a product, or do they have to attend an orientation first? What's the if I will ask you today, let's say you operating one of the branches, right, a sales network or enterprise of Exertus, let's say in one of the states, like for instance in California, for instance. But by the way, how many offices do you have now? I mean, physical offices.
Physical office, we don't have that many, Coach Jay. I think I would say less than five. And
Okay.
I'm glad that we don't have, because we had intentions of expanding to 50 offices
Oh,
in 5 years or less, or maybe more. But we,
correct.
we dodged a major bullet, because right
Yeah,
now a bunch of offices are empty. A lot of commercial
correct.
offices are not being utilized. I mean, I can tell you one that's around the corner for me is the Apple campus that they spent billions of dollars in, and
Oh,
also
wow.
Google campus. They're saying now, I'm reading reports that Google is saving $1 billion a year just having their employees work from
Correct.
home. Might be a new way of doing business. So for us, the scalability factor is huge, where we can
Correct.
grow anywhere in all, of course, all over the United States. And if you ask me, what are the steps to becoming, I'll speak behalf of my company is we're a financial marketing organization. So
Mhm.
we provide many solutions. One being financial education for people who
Mhm.
don't have the type of education that's needed in
Correct.
financial arena. But the number one solution that we offer is the business opportunity, is to become
Right.
a Exertis partner. That is the number one solution that we offer because a lot of people are looking for supplemental income. A lot of people are looking for a plan A, maybe a plan B, maybe a plan C for that matter. So the number one solution we offer is our business partnership. And now how we leverage this system is just like myself when I joined a few years back, I had no knowledge really in financial services. I did have
Mm.
banking industry experience, but that was different from what I had to learn. And if
Correct.
you can always borrow knowledge from people, right?
Mhm.
But the
Mhm.
greatest resource, and I believe the number one asset is people.
Correct.
The number one asset is people. And if you look at franchising, look at some of the most popular, notable, uh, top franchises in the world. These companies will cost a couple $100,000, if not $1 million plus, just to buy the name. Here, we have what we call the micro franchise, the people
Correct.
franchise, which is this is the people business.
Correct. And in this new economy, of course, technology, platform, industry plays a major role. But I don't know if companies are seeing the, of course, still, right, the greatest asset will always be your people, but it's still the system that supports them. I mean,
Right.
I don't know if I'm correct there or not, but here's my point. My point is you still need people, right? Of course, system is important, or I call it process, right? Process, people, of course, are people and process interchangeably, right? Will trigger performance and productivity and ultimately your profitability through a platform. So these are all a lot of P's, right? These are all a lot of P's. But my point is, Exertus, in which case, has a platform to help any individual to, who intends now to become an entrepreneur. Because for sure, it's not easy to make a decision, but if you have a system that will help them, one, to quickly understand what the value offering of Exertus is through a platform, right? Then number two, if there's a system or a process that will help them, right, do it online, right, and digital, and number three, if there's a platform or a system that will somehow coach them or mentor them until such time, just like you, as you mentioned, will see themselves as competent and as confident, right, in executing the business as well. So, what are now the plans moving forward? Let's say as you approach Q3, Q4 for 2021, what are now the plans for Exertus? I mean, you creating your own network.
Yes, yes. Another great question there, Coach Jay, is right now my business from San Jose, California,
Mhm.
is in about 30 plus states or so and counting.
Okay.
And we do business in all over United States. And that's one of the beauties of this business is if you're a real estate agent, if you're in the
Mm.
mortgage industry, if you're a mom and pop grocery store, or if
True.
you're a local dentistry, you know, chances are you just have that zip code or you have that city or county. But the great thing about this business that I'm running and conducting is we can run it all over the country, and
Mhm.
there's no limit to the amount of people we can help because if you look at the landscape of the United States, there's 340 plus million people in the US. And one of the biggest challenges outside of financial education is the four-letter word. It's the bad word that we all have. That means we're all good citizens. Why? Because we're all in debt. We're
Mhm.
all in debt. I
Correct.
think that number one, the reason why the rich stay rich, the poor get poor, and the middle class is getting squeezed out is they don't teach us how to balance our bank book or checkbook type of classes. They don't teach us how to save 10%, pay yourself first, and the
Mhm.
rest will follow. They teach us leverage yourself, max out your credit cards, buy the most expensive home, do things
Drive,
that
drive. drive a luxury car or
Drive a luxury
something.
car, and it's all
Nothing
about.
wrong, nothing wrong, nothing wrong with that, bro. Right? I mean, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
nothing wrong with that. Again, remember, if you got residual bills, doesn't it make sense, Coach A, to have residual income that keeps coming in every single month? But the problem is, most people have to work the 20, the 40, sometimes 80 hours a week to pay for all that what we call debt service. The debt service might be 2 grand a month, 4 grand a month, 8 grand a month.
Excluding the student loans, Coach
Yeah,
Ken, right? Excluding the,
yeah.
yeah, exactly,
The,
exactly.
the, the, the student loans in itself, I mean, this could be another episode, Coach Jay. I mean, that has
I
become
know.
a multi-trillion dollar business. I mean, it's incredible in the last couple decades how these colleges have been what we call big businesses.
No, no.
Some of these,
Why did I say that? Because honestly, right now, remember, I mean, the academy, right? The training hub for entrepreneurship, and we're partners, right? You're putting up the academy, Bay Area, right? And yeah, we can invite also partners of Exertus to become, let's say, Jess and Jay. Kahi can be the academy Hawaii, right? The academy Guam, the 30 states you mentioned. Why do I mention about the student loans? Because primarily, also, the academy here in Asia, in Europe or in Middle East, but particularly in Asia, what we developed or what we found out in our research study is that we are now shifting to address the gap of the senior high students. And in a span of 1 year, Coach Kyle, there's a 70-80% decline of enrollees from grade 12, right, the senior high, going to college. Are you aware of that here?
wow,
70, there's a decline. Why? Because their parents can no longer afford, right, to send their newly grad, high school students, children to a college. So what's the point? If we can educate them, right? Because it's like this, education will not stop because right now we are not bounded by roofs, and quadrangles and corridors and halls when we educate. And that's the passion, right? That's the mission that we want to do right now, Coach Kat, right? And students will still be educated at the same time while they are being educated, they now have the opportunity to earn and somehow help their parents. I don't know if it will work there in the US, but I think there's also a market because we now shift from overseas Filipinos or professionals, not shift, but we add into our leads or we add into our market the grade 12 students. And fortunately, the academy was able to offer these bits and nuggets of entrepreneurial masterclasses to them. And right now we are coaching like 1,000 maybe of the millennials, that for them not to just have a student loan or something, they can already start, understanding entrepreneurship, make money, and then once they have it, enroll and continuously, beef up your education. Now in the US, why am I saying this? Exertus can tap into them, right? I mean, help them pay their student loans. Am I correct? With
yeah,
Exertus opportunity.
yeah, you hit it on the nail, Coach A. Is one of our main solutions outside
Mhm.
the business partnership is just like what you talked about, the BYOB, be your own bank. That's a
Correct.
concept that if you guys are familiar with the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilt family, the some of the most notable families in the world, Walt Disney, the founder of Stanford Hospital and Stanford University, I think is it Ray Kroc, the one of the
Mhm.
founders of McDonald's. Be your own bank simply means, Coach Jay, is if I can go to any family, anyone for that matter that has any kind of debt, especially mortgage debt, any kind of consumer debt that has some sort of a percentage, student loans, solar loans, car loans, credit card
Correct.
loans, et cetera, and we say, hey, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if there's a way to help you pay off all your debt in half the
Mhm.
time or less, and here's the kicker, without spending anything additional out of your pocket, would you at least want to find out more about it? And that's as
Correct.
simple as it is. And we take them through
Correct.
the process in which most people, I didn't even know this existed, but
No,
the
no,
world.
and you are pitching that to who? You are pitching that to who? The professionals? Are you teaching?
Oh,
Pitching that to homeowners, or
yeah,
particularly you are? There's a way that you can pitch that to these students who have the student loans because I think
yes.
they have the legs, right? I mean, you told me you're like 34, 35, right? Or 30,
36.
36. I'm 48. So yes, we still have the legs and all, but I think the 24s and the 27 can run faster than us. You get what I'm saying?
That's
So my
right.
point is, if Exertus can take advantage of that, and that's one thing I'm very excited about because here in the Philippines, I started it since last year, and yeah, we have grade 12 students who stopped studying, but right now we equip them being an entrepreneur right now, and they're doing online master classes. They're the ones coaching the grade 12s themselves, because here in the Philippines, if my data gives me the correct data or something, 100,000, no, 500,000 grade 12 students graduate every year,
Wow.
or close to a million, and they don't know yet what's the next step, if they will look for a job or they will continue their education. Oh, yeah. Jess and Jay says, insane concept. Being your own bank equals massive leverage, of course, for everyone. Yeah. We'll have a break, Coach Kyle, and then after that, let's talk about moving forward, our plans, right? Our plans to do programs, and yeah, and let's hope we can invite our audience to enroll for free, into our master classes, and yeah, this is the best time, I think, to start being an entrepreneur, and getting that exertus advantage, and start from a place. Maybe as we go back, maybe you can tell us, is there a capital involvement? Is there little capital involved so they can start, being educated, get the orientation, and immediately, yeah, test what they learn and execute the business strategies for success. But we will be right back. Again, you are watching Season 3, Episode 7 of Champion Ka, Champion ang Pinoy sa North America. Welcome to this masterclass course in digital entrepreneurship. Yes, it's all about digital entrepreneurship. And today, I'd like to discuss with you first what digital entrepreneurship is all about. Digital entrepreneurship is a term used by most entrepreneurs right now because of the new digital economy. And what does this mean? Digital entrepreneurship is all about business using technology. And using this technology, it will change the way entrepreneurs will think, feel, and act, or specifically do things in terms of practice, theory, and of course, education. So let's go to the 3 critical success factors on how you can become a digital entrepreneur. First is all about your product. Next is all about your platform. And last is all about your process. You have to take note that maybe some of you are already doing this. But since you are now entering into this digital technology, you need to put digital before your product, digital before your platform, and digital before your process. All right, guys, so we're back, and welcome to the last segment. No, in the next 10 minutes, we're about to end, and let's ask Coach Kyle, guys, on how can I join? I mean, how can I be part of the Exertus network? Because for me, Coach Kyle, the value the value statement for me, if I'm not from Exertus, and if I'm a newbie, or because you see, it's about the interest and acceptance right now. Do you have the interest to become an entrepreneur? Do you have the interest, or have you already accepted that this is the high time? It's high time for you to test or start your entrepreneurial journey. Because if not, I think, Coach Cal, they have to take 2-3 steps backward and look at the bigger picture of what this global economy, the impact of this COVID-19 pandemic will give us, right? And for now, you are offering something that has a little, I don't know, little or no capital at all, that they can already start, and July, August, September, and test it Q3, and let's see Q4 if there will be, already like conversions made specifically for this venture. Coach Kat?
Yeah, I'm really excited to share, Coach Jay, because I believe that we're coming into the greatest decade, but more so the last this third quarter, fourth quarter of 2021. And of course, guys, so we don't get it back. The first and second quarter is done and over with. And by the time, you blink, you're probably at the end of the year. But to go back to Exertus Financial Partners, there is a small little capital of $125 to own and operate your own business in a box where you can learn and earn at the same time. And I almost wish that it was maybe 10 times that amount to get started, or maybe 125,000, because a lot of times, people who are willing to risk that amount, they have more to lose, if that makes any sense. But because there's little capital upside investment involved, $125, it's like a new pair of shoes, or a nice a dinner outing, or whatever it may be, or a nice technology gadget or gizmo. But we have everything in place, just like what we talked about with Coach Jonathan. Is we have the platform, we have the solutions, we have the structure, we have the social media and software. I mean, we have the exit strategy, and we have the system in place, of course, to help somebody that, just like me, that who had no knowledge or did not have a license to begin with, where you could learn this business A through Z and get yourself up and running, just like in those 90 days that we talked about.
Correct. And as you mentioned, there's like what, an enrollment for the financial education, or do they have to pay something for the license of being part of Exertus? Do they have to pass something, or all they have to do is tap into your system, pay a minimal membership or subscription? How's the business model like, Coach?
Again, one time $125 to have access to
$125 right?
$125 to tap into what we call the 5 S's: our structure, our social media and software development, right? All of that. It's like having a marketing arm for you without spending thousands or tens of thousands of dollars on your own. We have an actual proven system that is producing results. We have our solutions that we're going to teach you, so you're going to be able to plug into your back office. I mean, we just have everything for you. Again, it's a business.
And the education, right? Because the way I look at it externally, I mean, coming from the outside, is for only $125, I'll be provided with both a financial education and a business education. So it's like 125. Is it per month, per year, or
no,
do I have to renew it?
Yeah, one time, and then if you're in United States, whichever respective state you're in, of course, we're going to allow you to take a test. Just like if you were to become a real estate agent or a mortgage broker, you're going to have what we call your insurance license test. And this is everything that's up and above board, of course, because this is has to do with state licensing. So I feel good at the end of the day that I'm sharing with people financial education, financial concepts to help them, and real solutions to help them in their specific need.
Correct. But do they, is it a requirement for them to become licensed? Because I think in the US it's not easy to get those licenses. But can they start earning in a way while learning with 125? Because you see, Coach Kyle, right? I mean, economies of scale now. If I put in $125, I hope in the next few weeks or few months, I can have my returns, ROI, so that it lowers the risk, and I can immediately apply the learning. Because for me, $125 is really like enrolling into a program, Exertus Academy, and then being certified both on the financial education and entrepreneurial education, which is what we are doing at the academy. Because we are offering it like $100 for a year, and then you can access everything and be certified. Nothing to lose, basically, right? But everything to gain with Exertus.
Yeah, everything.
So Coach Kyle,
I was just going to say, everything to gain, nothing to lose. You're right, Coach Jay.
Correct. Because that's the right mindset, right? Either I learn, or either I win, or I learn.
That's right.
We are now on a stage of winning and learning. So Coach Kyle, anything to plug before we leave? And you can promote a podcast or a broadcast to our audiences here in North America. Yeah.
You know what, Coach? I know you and I have been talking for the last couple weeks here. Is we want to give more value to the people, especially the people all over the world, all over the country, in the U.S., North America. I know we're going to be dropping that soon, whether it be a once a week or twice a week, maybe a podcast, maybe some sort of YouTube channel, something like that, just to keep the active listeners involved. The last thing that I'll say, guys, is this. The reason why these informational seasons, this type of broadcast is so important is I literally self-taught myself how to become an entrepreneur. And I wish I had resources like Coach Jonathan and a lot of resources that we have today. And I'll leave you with one thing is, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. And if you're in between making a living and want to make a fortune, you need to stay plugged in, especially with what we have coming in the future.
Correct. Coach Kyle, yeah, before you go, I think there's a great inquiry here from Rachel. So meaning to say, even without license, they can earn from the overrides, right? From the sales of their sales network, right? But it's good that you are licensed because you are licensed to sell policies directly because you are licensed.
Yeah, no, let me clarify that, Coach Jonathan. This is something that's a misnomer is you have to be licensed to earn commissions in the business. Now, as we continue to grow the business and we have products and services and solutions that are non-licensed type of products that we in the future, then that is something that we can do. But in terms of getting compensated off of your organization or even personal solutions that you're going to be selling, you're going to need your insurance license, correct?
So it's a requirement that you have a license. So Coach Rachel, it's a requirement. It's a requirement that there's a license before you earn your commissions. However, if you have pending commissions and you are not licensed yet, is it possible that you can get it the minute you get the license?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't think so. Yeah. You're good, man. I'll tell you. That's why they call you the sales champ. I'm gonna have to find out. But the answer that I would, off the top of my head, is no. But certainly, like myself, I was busy with other things when I joined this business, but did not wait until I got a license to start building the business.
But that will trigger you to get a license if you have like 10, 20, 30 grand waiting for you. So I'm now working now while working also for my license. But the minute I get it, it's a jackpot. Maybe you could consider that, right?
Yes.
All right. So let me know, when can we meet Eric? I miss Eric and Alan and of course Noel and the rest of the Exertis teams. And I hope to see you earlier this year, maybe end of Q3 or earlier Q4, so we can have more talks and even provide more value. Coach Kyle, thank you so much again for watching. Champion ng Pinoy in North America. Sa ating mga kababayan, maraming salamat po. At patuloy lamang nating tatandaan na kahit ano pa man ang ating planong gawin, mga kababayan, patuloy natin itong ipagdasal, pag-aralan, pagtrabahuhan po natin, pagsumigasigan natin. Dahil yan ang champion mindset. Together with Coach Kyle from the Napa Valley in Northern California, and Coach Jonathan live here sa Pilipinas. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Happy 4th of July at magandang umaga sa lahat. I'll see you in class. Welcome to the Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. People from all walks of life, students, professionals, and online entrepreneurs, direct sellers, online dropshippers are now looking for innovative ways and means to maximize the power of this new digital economy and learn from home and earn from home as well. Remember that there are 3 critical success factors for you to be successful in this new digital economy. Number 1 is your entrepreneurial mindset. Number 2, your entrepreneurial mastery. And number 3 is your entrepreneurial management. 3 questions that you have to ask yourself. What are you passionate about? Number 2, what are the relative skills that you have in this new economy? And number 3, what do you think are the expectations of your partners or your clients or your customers? We at the Academy offer you valuable masterclass courses that will develop you and hone you to become a champion entrepreneur online. We want you to become a digital brand in this new economy. So click the link below and learn more about the 4 masterclass courses that we offer in entrepreneurship, in entrepreneurial management, digital entrepreneurship, and digital selling. So again, I'm your coach, Jonathan Petalver, of The Academy, your training hub for entrepreneurship in this new digital economy. Welcome and see you in class.